artists. So today we are going to be drawing and cutting out and painting some animals for our Kenya safari picture. We're going to do the background next week. So for this week, we're just doing the animals. So I decided to do 3. So I drew them in pencil first, and then I decided to outline mine in Sharpie, and I've started coloring them to make this a little quicker for you guys to see. So I did a giraffe and a rhino and a lion. So you can see I started coloring in. So for this, you're going to have to color with crayons in order for this to work. So you're going to see my giraffe on my other screen here. So I'm going to finish coloring in my giraffe just with my crayon a little bit. So I had to do his feet and the part on the top of his head. And now I'm all done with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my watercolor paintbrush and I'm going to dip it into my watercolor paints. I don't have a lot of water. I don't want a lot of water. And I am going to paint right over top of the crayon. So what happens is crayons are made from wax, and wax resists water. So no matter what color you guys put down, the watercolor paint will resist. So you can see I'm going right over top of the pink and it's not covering the pink. And I'm going right over top of the brown and it's not covering it. The more water you use on your paintbrush, the lighter the paint is going to look. So if I wanted a really light yellow, I would use a lot of water. I want a little bit of a darker yellow for my giraffe. I don't want it to look super light. So I've only used a little bit of water. That also gives me more control. All right, friends, so now I am going to watercolor paint my lion. Again, I'm just gonna go right over some spots. I do wanna leave his toes white. That's just a choice. But I also want to have a little bit of yellow in the background of the brown of my lion. So I am just painting right over my crayon, and I went a little bit lighter with this crayon on here so that you'd be able to see the yellow in my lion's mane a bit. I'm gonna paint the leg in here, and can't forget his tail. And now my lion is all done. For my last animal, I have the rhino. So I dipped my brush into the black, and then I actually rinsed it in the water a little bit so that I have a really light gray. So this is how you can get a gray with your watercolor paints that you have. If you do have an animal that you would like to paint gray. So you can see I need a little bit more paint here. And for my rhino, I'm actually going to show you guys kind of a fun little technique. So he has to be pretty wet with the paint in order for this to work. So I'm trying to cover him pretty quickly so that it stays wet while I do this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of saran wrap, which is what you use to color food up, and I'm going to put it right on top of my rhino here. And you are going to see him start to wrinkle a little bit. So I'm going to kind of push some of these wrinkles in here together. And then I'm going to peel it off. And he's got a little bit of wrinkle on him now. So I hope that you artists had fun today with painting. I can't wait to see what animals you make. And here we go with creating. Have fun.